Welcome to this explosive breakdown of one of the most shocking moments in British daytime TV history. Ralf Little kicked off Lorraine Kelly's show after firing exchange. Picture this: say it's a crisp morning in the ITV studios. The audience is buzzing with anticipation, and Ralf Little, the beloved star from Death in Paradise, steps onto the set with his signature charm and wit. But what starts as a routine promotional chat for his latest projects quickly spirals into chaos. Lorraine Kelly, the queen of morning telly, known for her warm, approachable style, suddenly finds herself in the crosshairs of a heated debate that no one saw coming. Ralf, fresh off his detective role, was there to discuss his career highs, his love for acting, and perhaps touch on some personal anecdotes. Yet, as the conversation unfolds, tensions rise over a seemingly innocuous topic: the pressures of fame and mental health in the entertainment industry. Ralf opens up about the grueling schedules and the toll it takes, but Lorraine probes deeper, questioning if actors like him are truly appreciative of their privileged positions. The exchange begins politely, with Ralf defending his views on work-life balance, emphasizing how the pandemic shifted priorities for many in showbiz. Lorraine counters with stories from her own long career, highlighting resilience and dedication. But soon, voices raise, gestures become animated, and the audience gasps as Ralf accuses the show of sensationalizing personal struggles for ratings. Lorraine, ever the professional, tries to steer back, but Ralf isn't having it, standing his ground on authenticity versus performance. This moment, captured live, becomes an instant viral sensation, with clips flooding social media within minutes. Viewers at home are divided, as some side with Ralf for his raw honesty, others praise Lorraine for holding her own. As we dive deeper into this incident, we'll explore the backstories, the build-up, and the fallout that left everyone talking. Ralf Little, born in 1981 in Oldham, England, rose to fame as Anthony Royal in the hit sitcom The Royal Family, showcasing his comedic talents alongside legends like Cricky Tomlinson and Carolyn Aherne. His transition to dramatic roles, particularly as D.I. Neville Parker in Death in Paradise, cemented his status as a versatile actor loved by millions. Off-screen, Ralf is an advocate for mental health, often sharing his own battles with anxiety and the importance of open conversations. Lorraine Kelly, a Scottish broadcasting icon since the 1980s, has hosted her eponymous show for decades, interviewing everyone from royalty to Hollywood stars with her signature empathy and humor. Her no-nonsense approach has earned her a loyal fan base, but critics sometimes call her out for tough questioning. The stage was set for what could have been a delightful chat, but underlying tensions in the industry, from streaming wars to celebrity burnout, bubbled to the surface. Eyewitness accounts from the studio audience describe the atmosphere shifting from lighthearted to electric in seconds. One fan recalls Ralf's face reddening as Lorraine pressed on about his decision to leave Death in Paradise, suggesting it was abrupt and perhaps selfish to fans. Ralf fired back, claiming the show misrepresented his reasons, which were rooted in personal well-being rather than ego. The verbal sparring escalated, with Ralf invoking broader issues like tabloid intrusion and the mental health crisis among performers. Lorraine, defending her journalistic integrity, reminded him that public figures invite scrutiny. The back and forth reached a peak when Ralf stood up, microphone still in hand, declaring he wouldn't be part of a gotcha interview. Producers scrambled, cutting to commercials amid the uproar. This wasn't just a disagreement, it was a clash of generations and perspectives in TV. In the aftermath, social media exploded with hashtags like #Ralf vs Lorraine and #Fiery Exchange, garnering millions of views. Celebrities weighed in, some supporting Ralf's candor, others backing Lorraine's right to ask hard questions. ITV issued a statement calling it a passionate discussion, but rumors swirled of Ralf being escorted offset. As we unpack this further, remember, this incident highlights the raw humanity behind the glamour of show business. Stay tuned as we reveal more details from insiders and analyze what this means for future interviews. Delving deeper into the backgrounds of the key players in this dramatic TV moment, let's start with Ralf Little's journey. From his early days in Manchester, Ralf honed his skills in theater before breaking into television. His role in 2 Pints of Lager and a Packet of Crisps made him a household name among younger audiences. blending humor with relatable everyman characters. But it was Death in Paradise that truly globalized his appeal, portraying a quirky detective solving crimes in the Caribbean sun. Off-camera, Ralf is passionate about football, supporting Manchester United, and has ventured into podcasting with shows like 2 Pints with Will and Ralf, where he discusses life, laughs, and lessons learned. His advocacy for men's mental health stems from personal experiences, making him a voice for vulnerability in a macho industry. Now, contrast that with Lorraine Kelly's storied career. Born in Glasgow in 1959, she started as a journalist before becoming a presenter on TVM, GMTV, and eventually her own show. Known for her down-to-earth persona, Lorraine has covered everything from fashion to serious topics like breast cancer awareness. Drawing from her own health scares, her interviews are often praised for their warmth, but she doesn't shy away from controversy, as seen in past exchanges with politicians and celebs. The fiery exchange with Ralf reportedly ignited over comments about work ethic in acting. According to sources, Lorraine referenced Ralf's exit from Death in Paradise, implying it left fans disappointed and questioning if stars owe loyalty to their shows. Ralf, feeling ambushed, retorted that personal health trumps contractual obligations, accusing daytime TV of exploiting emotional narratives for viewership spikes. The argument intensified as Ralf brought up systemic issues, like unequal pay and burnout, while Lorraine defended the format as a platform for real talk. Audience members described the set going silent except for the heated words, with crew members exchanging worried glances. One insider revealed that during a commercial break, attempts to calm things failed, leading to Ralf's abrupt departure. Post-incident, Ralf took to social media, posting a cryptic message about authenticity, which fans interpreted as a dig at the show. Lorraine, in subsequent episodes, addressed it lightly, saying debates make great TV. This clash isn't isolated. Similar incidents have occurred on other shows, like Piers Morgan's Walk-Offs, highlighting the fine line between entertainment and confrontation. As we continue, let's examine the prelude to this event. Weeks prior, Ralf had been promoting his new ventures, including a potential return to comedy and charity work. Lorraine's team allegedly prepared questions based on recent headlines about actor departures from long-running series. Did they anticipate friction? Probably not to this extent. The video of the exchange, now with over 10 million views, shows Ralf's frustration building, his body language shifting from relaxed to defensive. Lorraine maintains composure, but her tone sharpens. Analysts suggest this reflects broader tensions in media, where guests expect puff pieces but hosts push for substance. Public reaction has been split. Older viewers side with Lorraine's traditional values, while millennials back Ralf's modern take on self-care. Media outlets like The Sun and Daily Mail splashed headlines, fueling the fire. ITV's ratings soared that week, proving controversy sells. In reflection, this moment underscores the evolving dynamics of celebrity interviews, where boundaries are tested live on air. Join us as we break down the exact words exchanged and their implications. Building up to the climactic confrontation on Lorraine's show, let's explore the events that set the stage for Ralf Little's explosive exit. In the months leading up, Ralf had been vocal in interviews about leaving Death in Paradise after 4 seasons, citing a desire for new challenges and time with family back in the UK. Fans were heartbroken, flooding social media with pleas for his return, which perhaps added pressure. Lorraine, known for her empathetic yet probing style, had previously hosted Ralf multiple times without issue, discussing everything from his royal family days to his adventures in Guadeloupe. However, this appearance coincided with a wave of industry discussions on mental health, amplified by high-profile exits like those from other BBC shows. Rumors suggest Lorraine's producers aimed to tap into this, preparing questions that delved into the why behind his departure. On the day, the show started smoothly. Lorraine welcomed Ralf with hugs and compliments on his Dan. They chatted about his podcast and upcoming projects, laughter filling the air. But the turn came when Lorraine shifted to serious territory, asking if leaving a hit show mid-stride was fair to the cast and crew who rely on its success. Ralf, caught off guard, explained it was a mutual decision, emphasizing personal growth. Lorraine persisted, sharing anecdotes from her 40-year career about perseverance through tough times. This is where sparks flew. Ralf interpreted it as judgment, responding that not everyone has the same resilience, and accusing the media of glorifying overwork. The exchange grew fiery. Ralf said, "Lorraine, with all due respect, you've had a stable gig for decades. Not all of us want to grind until we break." Lorraine shot back, "Darling, it's about commitment. Fans invest in you." The audience murmured, sensing the unease. Ralf then broadened it, criticizing daytime TV for superficiality, masking gotcha moments. Lorraine defended her show as a safe space for honesty. As tempers flared, Ralf stood, removing his mic, stating he wouldn't continue if it meant being misrepresented. Producers intervened, but Ralf walked off, leaving Lorraine to ad-lib to camera. The immediate aftermath saw the show cutting to a pre-recorded segment, while backstage chaos ensued. Ralf reportedly stormed to his dressing room, later issuing a statement via his agent about valuing respectful dialogues. Lorraine, in her next segment, quipped about passionate guests making memorable TV, diffusing tension with humor. Social media ignited. Twitter, now X, trends showed #support Ralf trending alongside #Lorraine legend. Celebrities like Ricky Gervais tweeted in Ralf's favor, praising his stand against invasive questioning, while others like Judy Finnegan defended Lorraine's journalistic role. Tabloids dissected every word, with body language experts analyzing clips frame by frame. ITV faced backlash for not intervening sooner, though ratings indicated viewer fascination. This incident echoes past TV blow-ups, like Megyn Kelly's clashes or Oprah's intense interviews, but in the UK context, it questions the politeness veneer of morning shows. As we proceed, consider the psychological angles. Was Ralf triggered by accumulated stress? Did Lorraine push too far? Experts in media psychology suggest such exchanges reveal unscripted truths, beneficial for public discourse on wellness. Fan theories abound, some claiming it was staged for publicity, though both parties deny it. In our next segment, we'll transcribe key parts of the dialogue and hear from commentators. Stay engaged as this story unfolds. Now, let's dissect the heart of the matter, the fiery exchange itself that led to Ralf Little being kicked off Lorraine Kelly's show. The pivotal moment unfolded about 15 minutes into the interview. After light banter about Ralph's silent life, Lorraine, with her trademark smile, steered the conversation. "Ralf, you've left paradise behind. What prompted such a big change? Was it the heat or something deeper?" Ralf chuckled initially, replying, "It was time for new horizons, Lorraine. The show was amazing, but personal reasons called me home." Unsatisfied, Lorraine pressed, "But fans are devastated. Don't you feel a responsibility to them?" This hit a nerve. Ralph's tone shifted. "Of course, but my health comes first." "Acting isn't just glamour, it's exhausting," Lorraine countered. "I've been in this game longer, love, and sticking it out builds character." Ralf leaned forward. "That's easy to say from a comfy studio. Try filming in 40-degree heat with scripts changing daily." The back and forth escalated rapidly. "Lorraine, are you saying I'm out of touch?" "Ralf, no, but questions like these feel like traps to create drama." Audience gasps punctuated the air as Ralf accused the format of prioritizing sensationalism over substance. Lorraine, unflinching, "This is real talk. Ralf, viewers want honesty." "Ralf, honesty? This is interrogation." At this point, he rose, fumbling with his lapel mic. "I'm done. I won't be part of this circus." Lorraine attempted to de-escalate. "Sit down, let's chat properly." But Ralf was adamant. "No, thanks. Respect goes both ways." He exited stage left, leaving Lorraine to address the camera. "Well, that was unexpected." "We'll be right back." The studio buzzed with shock, crew members whispering furiously. Post-exchange analysis reveals linguistic patterns. Ralf used defensive language like trap and circus, indicating felt ambush, while Lorraine employed maternal terms like love to soften probes. Communication experts note mismatched expectations. Ralf anticipated promotion. Lorraine sought depth. The kicking off wasn't literal. Producers asked him to leave after refusal to return post-break. Ralph's team clarified he left voluntarily, but headlines sensationalized it. In the broader context, this mirrors evolving interview norms, where guests demand control amid cancel culture fears. Lorraine's show has seen tamer spats, but this stands out for its rawness. Viewer polls show 55% siding with Ralf, citing mental health empathy, versus 45% for Lorraine's probing rights. Social platforms amplified clips, with edits adding dramatic music for memes. Celebrities reacted variably. Dawn French supported Ralf's exit as empowering, while Piers Morgan called it petulant. ITV's internal review reportedly praised Lorraine's handling but advised sensitivity training. Ralf, in a follow-up podcast, elaborated, "It wasn't personal, it's about industry respect." Lorraine subtly referenced it in later shows, joking about fiery guests. This event sparked debates on guest vetting and questioned boundaries. As we move forward, reflect on how such moments humanize stars, reminding us they're not scripted robots. In our concluding parts, we'll cover public fallout and lessons learned. In the wake of Ralf Little's dramatic walk-off from Lorraine Kelly's show following their fiery exchange, the aftermath rippled through media and public spheres alike. Immediately after, ITV's switchboard lit up with calls, some praising the authenticity, others decrying the rudeness. Ralf, upon leaving the studio, was spotted by paparazzi looking composed but firm, heading straight to a waiting car. His social media silence lasted mere hours before a post. "Sometimes you have to stand up for what you believe. Thanks for the support." Likes poured in, boosting his follower count. Lorraine, resuming the show, handled it gracefully. "Passions run high in this business," Ralf's a gem, and I wish him well. Behind scenes, sources say she was shaken but professional. The network issued a neutral statement. "We value open discussions. Today's was particularly spirited." Tabloid frenzy ensued, with front pages blaring Ralf's rage. And Lorraine left stunned. Interviews with experts filled airwaves. Psychologists discussed conflict resolution, while PR gurus analyzed damage control. Ralf's career seemed unscathed. In fact, it garnered sympathy, leading to new offers. Lorraine's ratings spiked 20%, proving no bad publicity. Fan communities split. Death in Paradise forums defended Ralf's vulnerability, while Lorraine loyalists appreciated her tenacity. Online petitions even emerged, some calling for apologies, others for a rematch interview. Broader implications touched on mental health advocacy. Ralf's stance resonated with campaigns like Time to Change, highlighting interview ethics. Lorraine, in a magazine piece, reflected, "I ask what viewers want, sometimes it backfires." Ralf echoed in an op-ed, "Dialogue is key, but respect is paramount." Months later, both appeared cordial at industry events, suggesting no lasting feud. This incident parallels historical TV blow-ups, like Joan Rivers storming off or Bill O'Reilly's rants, but in a kinder UK format. It felt jarring. Lessons for broadcasters: prep guests on topics, gauge sensitivities. For celebs, set boundaries pre-show. Public discourse evolved, with articles on ambush journalism versus fluff pieces. Social media's role amplified everything, turning a 5-minute spat into global news. As time passed, the event became anecdotal fodder, with comedians parodying it on panel shows. Ralf returned to screens in new roles, his profile elevated. Lorraine continued her reign, perhaps with softer edges on personal probes. Ultimately, this clash humanized both, showing even icons have breaking points. It sparked necessary conversations on wellness in entertainment, potentially leading to better practices. As we wrap this deep dive, remember, behind the glamour, real emotions drive these moments. Concluding our in-depth exploration of Ralf Little being kicked off Lorraine Kelly's show after their fiery exchange, let's reflect on the lasting impact and forward-looking insights. This event, while shocking, underscores the unpredictable nature of live television, where scripted plans meet unfiltered humanity. Ralf's bold stand resonated with many facing similar pressures in various fields, inspiring stories shared online about workplace boundaries. Lorraine's resilience in the face of criticism reaffirmed her status as a broadcasting stalwart, adapting to modern sensitivities. Media evolution post-incident includes more transparent guest briefings and emphasis on mutual respect. Industry panels discussed it at conferences, advocating for mental health clauses in appearance contracts.